We've all been there. You meet someone new or vaguely familiar, start off with the usual hi and hello, followed by the go-to small talk questions like, what do you do? Or which team are you in? After a few exchanges, the dreaded awkward silence creeps in. I've been in that situation more times than I can count. Not just at work, but also at weddings talking to distant cousins I barely know, or at bars chatting with random strangers. But what if I told you there's a way to talk to anyone and never run out of things to say? See, most of us experience some level of social anxiety. It makes us feel awkward in conversations, but that anxiety comes in different levels. Personally, I've worked my way up through those levels, not with cheat codes, but by learning, failing, and trying again. And eventually I developed 3 techniques that help me talk to anyone confidently and stay far away from awkward silences. At first, I thought the problem was me, that I was just too shy, not confident enough, maybe even socially awkward. But I noticed something. Around people I was comfortable with, I was the complete opposite. So what was really going on? I realized it wasn't about confidence or personality, it was about skill. The skill of conversation, like any other skill, can be learned and mastered with practice. Just like learning to play the guitar or write poetry, mastering small talk is an art. After years of observing better communicators and experimenting on my own, I found that there are really just 3 things you need to know to talk to anyone and keep the conversation flowing. 1. Ask intentional follow-up questions. Let's say someone mentions they played golf over the weekend. You could just say, "Oh, that's cool," and awkwardly sip your drink. Or you could dive deeper. Where do you usually play? How long have you been golfing? Are you in a club? Even if you don't care about golf, it shows you're interested, or at least engaged. More importantly, it helps you control the direction of the conversation and keep it moving. Conversations are just a series of questions and answers, and the one who asks most of the questions usually leads. 2. Listen to, understand, not to respond. This is where most people go wrong. We tend to prepare our replies while the other person is talking, instead of actually listening. And that leads to responses that are off topic or awkward. But when you really listen, you can ask meaningful follow-up questions that lead to richer, more natural conversations. As the saying goes, most people don't listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. Don't be that person. 3. Find common ground. People naturally connect over shared interests or experiences. Sometimes it's obvious. You both love football or grew up in the same city. Other times it takes a few questions to discover that common thread. But once you find it, steer the conversation that way, and it will practically flow on its own. Of course, not every conversation will be smooth. Some chats will hit a dead end, some silences are unavoidable, and that's okay. Learn to be comfortable with those moments. They're just silence, and they pass. But by applying these 3 simple methods, you'll find yourself able to connect with anyone and never run out of things to say.